I wasn't done with our family.
You know, I thought it was so hard to actually, because it's most centered about the family, this one, and you gotta manage the balance between horror and drama so good. Like, you know, you have these great drama elements, but you don't forget about the horror. So how did you manage to actually make such a great balance of it?
Oh, thanks so much. Honestly, it was something that we just kept on developing the script and just really, looking at it. There was, I think that we were usually that balance gets kind of dialed in as you go into the edit, and sometimes you're kind of, shifting things around. I think that we were incredibly lucky on this, and the script is basically the movie, and I think we only deleted one scene, and it was a character scene, but it was kind of like it wasn't that, big of a moment, but I think we really just spent the time on the script. It was really like, figuring out the balance at that point.
That's great. And you know, it's really hard, I bet, to accomplish good scares. Any good scare tactics, like visual scare tactics, to actually not do the same thing over and over again and just try to accomplish something new each time?
Yeah, I think it's always the trying to find something unexpected. And it's a lot about direction and misdirection. It's almost like a magic trick where you're trying to kind of, draw people into, an expectation, and then you subvert it and you kind of draw them into something else. And I think that also sometimes the best scares have, multiple moments within them. It's almost kind of like any set piece where the more you can kind of evolve it as you're going, the better it can be. I think it's also, you know just it's like tension and release, and I think jokes also have that kind of that quality. And the I know it's funny. New Line is like they've built their business on horror movies and comedies, and I think that actually those are actually not that far apart. I think that there is something about the mechanics of both of them, and the tension, the release. That's why you have guys like Jordan Peele who are so great at transitioning from comedy to horror, is because they really understand that, and just kind of these evolving ideas that end with a punch.
Right. I was going to ask you about that because, you know, as you mentioned, Jordan Peele or new references in horror. So, do you have like any, you know, director or movie or any horrific movie that you have watched recently, and you were like, okay, yeah, there's something here. I really like this.
So much stuff.
Yeah.
I just saw Bring Her Back, and I thought that was like that really left an impact. I love Talk to Me, and Bring Her Back was like it was on the edge of too hardcore for me in terms of horror.
Yes.
I, and also just very sad, but I think that those guys are just so talented, and just such amazing standout talent. Um,
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And it's such a really good time for horror. And I really love the movie. So, congratulations again. And really can't wait to watch it again.
yeah, thanks so much. Great talking to you, Lucia.
You too. See you next
Yeah.
time.